A Puerto Rico. 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 A Puerto Rico.
A couple days removed from Cotto Margarito 2, and the fight went as almost to the T of how I thought it was going to go down, with the exception of the fight stopping in the 11th. I thought the fight was going to get stopped in the 11th, and I believed that Margarito's eye was going to be an issue, and it was. The main, to me, the main improvement as far as Cotto's concerned is the footwork. I think his positioning, the way he circled Margarito, and really him pushing Margarito forward, getting him back to the center of the ring was great strategy. And I don't think they were prepared for that. I thought Margarito's team just tried to implement the same style they did in the first fight. And what I mentioned in my prediction video was that Cotto has the ability to make adjustments. And I think that's what they did, man. And yeah, look, is Cotto like the hardest puncher? No. You know, I think he causes damage with accumulation. But look, Margarito himself, man, with the exception of Shane Mosley, man, I mean, like, he's never really been hurt like that. You know, he just comes in and takes shots willingly. So Cotto knew, I think, going into this fight, man, he couldn't go in there and try to so much take him out in a sense, but really just give him a boxing lesson and take that eye out. And that's exactly what they did. His jab was on point, his left hooks were landing, his combinations really in total were looking as great as ever. And like I mentioned, man, the footwork was key. And I think through that course of the fight, man, Margarito got frustrated. That's why he was like, come on, come on. Because he knew at that point, man, you're losing the fight. And I mean, I don't know exactly know what his corner was telling him as far as where he was in the fight, but contrary to what I'm reading, and based on what I saw in those last couple of rounds, you know, I'm reading that Cotto was fading and Margarito was closing in, but I'm like, what I saw like in rounds 5 and 6 were Margarito trying to apply pressure, and it looked like he was getting in and he was throwing punches, but a lot of those punches were blocked. And then every time you thought he was going to get Cotto in the corner in the ropes, he flipped right back over, and he made Margarito get back in the center of the ring where Margarito was at a disadvantage. Because his footwork was shitty, he looked slow as shit. And even the shots he hit Cotto with, man, like, look at the comparison from the first fight to now. You know, he landed more flush punches in the first fight, and I think he landed a few in this one, but nothing to the extent of, looking at Cotto like, oh man, he's gonna go out. I never once thought that up until when the fight was stopped. You know, Cotto commanded this fight, man. He controlled, in a sense, man, like he had good ring generalship, because not in the sense of him pressuring Margarito, but minimizing the pressure that Margarito was trying to bring to him. And you could see, like, Margarito at points was just like, he didn't know what to do. So, you know, Cotto isn't the hardest puncher. He's not like, I don't even think he has like punching power, punch for punch, like someone like Shane Mosley. But like I mentioned, like, it's accumulation. And throughout those rounds, man, he was targeting that eye, and by the 3rd or 4th round, man, that eye was like becoming shut. Like, even when the eye started welting up, it looked like his eye was bleeding like within. So from that point on, man, it was just, it spelled doom for Margarito, because he would have to come out there and be Margarito and try to apply pressure and take Cotto out, but that wasn't gonna happen. And like I mentioned, contrary to what I've been reading, man, Margarito wasn't gonna do anything from rounds 10 to 12 in the case where they let the fight go on, to where he would have dropped or made Cotto quit or whatever, because all that punishment that he did to Cotto in the first fight came over the course of at least rounds 6 and 7 on. You know, he wasn't going to do that in 2 rounds, and Miguel Cotto isn't where he's at today by getting crushed in 2 rounds. Cotto clearly won this fight, outclassed Margarito, and where do both guys go from here, man? Look, I don't want to pay to see Margarito fight again. He's 1-3 in his last 4 fights. 3 of those fights are against arguably, you know, some of the top fighters in the last 10 years, meaning Mosley, Cotto, and Pacquiao. So who the hell is he gonna fight now? I mean, I guess, is he gonna be just like a punching bag for the whoever's at 154? Fuck it, you know, hey, you want to do that? It's your life. But with Cotto, his is another situation where, well, there's actually 2 things. One, who does he fight from here? But a lot of people may not be aware of this, but this is Cotto's last fight under top rank. You know, and you've read about this, you know, in the last year or so. You know, he's had these meetings with Oscar De La Hoya, and you know, again, a lot of people may not be aware, but Oscar De La Hoya part-time lives in Puerto Rico, and you know, it's known him and Cotto, you know, they're kind of buddies. So there's been this rumor going around that, you know, he may be inking a deal with Golden Boy, where Golden Boy is just gonna do like a partnership with him and Cotto Promotions. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but we're reading also too, Bob Arum saying that, you know, Cotto's gonna stay with us and this, that, and the third, and we'll see, man. I mean, like I said, you never know these days. So, hey, congratulations to Miguel Cotto, man. Brilliant performance. And like I said, who does he fight from here, man? You know, they're talking about a Chavez Jr. fight. They're talking about, maybe what about a fight with Canelo? But, you know, that's the whole Golden Boy situation that, you know, that's going to be hard to make anyway. So who knows, man? I mean, and, you know, some people I've been talking to in the last couple of days, man, have been throwing the name Floyd Mayweather in there. Now, I know a lot of people are going to jump the gun and say, Floyd Mayweather's a different fighter, and there's different things that he presents trouble with to Cotto, and somewhat vice versa. I've always thought that was an interesting matchup. Still kind of favor Floyd, but I would still like to see that. My thing is, you know, I'll throw a scenario out there. You know, let's say Mayweather-Pacquiao happens. You know, Mayweather beats Pacquiao, for argument's sake. Come November time, man, why not? That's a fight we've never seen. We've always wanted to see, and make it at, you know, 154. You know, if that's where Cotto's going to continue to fight, I don't think, for the same reasons I don't think Cotto's going to fight Martinez, it's the same reason I don't think Floyd's going to fight Martinez. But why not? Just to say that these 2 guys fought, you know what I'm saying? Because I think stylistically, still an interesting matchup. So, but we'll see. I mean, I'm just throwing the scenario out there. Who fucking knows? But again, congratulations to Miguel Cotto. Brilliant performance, and we'll see what happens from then. This weekend we got Lamont Peterson, Amir Khan. I'll be talking about that the next couple of days before the fight airs. So stay tuned, and also check out the new podcast. Interviewed JD Cuellar. If you've been noticing on my channel, got a new song up. It's been all over the internet radio, what have you. So support, check out the podcast. Got dope shit, dope music, talk a lot of bullshit. So I'll be back soon.